Hello, hello, and welcome to Crav'in Iron Podcast. This is episode number 24. Today I'm here with Josh Mcclurg, demo crew member, hardworking motherfucker, mechanic. How you doing,
Yes, sir.
Josh?
Pretty good, brother. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. So, for this podcast, I try to get a lot of demo crew members because we all have like the common goal of just being a hardworking motherfucker
Right.
and just working our ass off and motivating each other. And yeah, you just started like popping up fucking everywhere. So yeah, I wanted to get on here and learn a little bit about you.
All right.
So Josh, what's your story? What's your background? Where are you from? Kids, job?
Well, I kind of from all over the place, eastern United States. My dad has been a preacher since before I was born, so pastors move all over the place. I was born in Virginia. Then we moved to West Virginia shortly after that, and I have a lot of family from West Virginia. So we lived there for a little while, and then ended up moving to Lynchburg, or not Lynchburg, another place in PA. Lived there for a while, and then moved to another place in West Virginia. Lived there until I was about 9 or 10, and then we got moved to Blairsville, and we've been here for, I don't know, 20 years or so.
No, really?
Lots of moving.
Yeah, that's good. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Yeah, 31. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
You get your dirty 30 in?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we ended up. I just got hammered. Went to the bar. Yeah. Had some loving from the old lady. Stuck it to her pretty good. But anyway, so you moved around and you said your dad's a pastor?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So is he part of like every time you move, does he move with the church, or does he actually like find a new church and start pastoring there?
It's usually like other churches. They will either have a pastor retire, or somebody will pass away or something, and they need a new pastor. And then they ask around, and it's like a whole big thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of like a school district, how they have superintendents and all that. They have that in like being a preacher. So if they call him and they're like, hey, would you like to move your family to this state or this little town? And he agrees to it, then he goes and starts a new life, kind of.
I know that's kind of cool. Not for a kid, but
Yeah, right.
having to make new friends and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, my father-in-law is actually a pastor. So he bought a church. My wife's side of the family's always been into church and religion. They're Christian. I'm Christian as well, but it's because I dated my wife in high school, and her parents were like, "Hey, if you're going to date our daughter, you're going to church."
Right.
So yeah, well, I got really into it, and I had a couple moments in my life where it was like, it feels like God's speaking to you,
Mm-hmm.
So that really started making me believe. And anyways, my father-in-law ended up buying a church and running his own church. He was an assistant pastor in it, and he actually hired a pastor for that church. And he actually still owns the church, and the pastor pays him for like renting it and still being a pastor.
Right.
So anyways, now we're here in Havasu, and he likes to move. They've been to New Mexico, they've been Southern California, Northern, and I'm sure they've been to other states. He retired early because he ended up losing his leg in the military, and yeah. So anyways, he ended up he's an assistant pastor here now in Lake Havasu at the church that we go to. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have to move around as a child or as a kid, so I didn't really get to experience that. But I mean, he loves it. He loves what he does.
Yeah, that's good. My dad actually just retired on his birthday, May 28th. So he's been camping a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My father-in-law wants to travel the world, basically.
Yeah.
bought an RV and toys, and he's been just traveling, visiting all these areas in Arizona because he visited them all in California already.
Hey, man, that's the life to live once you retire. That's what I would love to do.
Yeah, no kidding. So, what do you do for work?
Mechanic. Been at Smale Honda for 8 years now. Turning wrenches.
Nice, 8 years. Yeah, I don't have the patience.
Oh man, it's rough. I'm like at my wit's end, kind of.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about furthering your career? I mean, you could probably become a manager there and all that good stuff, right?
I mean, you probably could. It's like a family-owned business. It's actually pretty big here in Greensburg. But I honestly don't think I'm gonna stay here forever. Like, there's a guy I work with a few years, and I can't picture myself being there that long. It's I don't know. Ever since I started my fitness journey, I kind of feel like I have a different path I need to follow. So I don't know how much longer I'll be here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel you there. I'm a correctional officer, and I promoted fairly quickly, and I'm pretty young for where I'm at, I guess. I'm a lieutenant now, and just I've always had this dream of opening up my own gym and just kind of doing that, something like that. And so that way when I retire, I could just do what I love and just run a gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
not something big, but just something that'll support the family. So if anything ever happened and I got laid off for some odd reason, I'll have that support where I could just do that and
have it right in your back pocket, ready to go.
Yeah. So like this heart thing that just happened, that kind of like put everything in perspective for me. You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
Like I need to start pursuing shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you never know. I mean, life's crazy nowadays, and then being 31 years old and having a issue with your heart, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's pretty shitty. And I think the scariest part about the whole thing, is when the doctors and the nurses and everybody were asking about my will. And
Right.
I don't have a will. Like,
yeah, you're 30.
Yeah, no, they're like, hey, you got a will? I was like, no. They're like, we should probably get a will. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean by that?
Yeah, right. That's rough. I don't know what I'd do if I heard that.
Well, honestly, I was kind of hoping for the best because I'm 30 and I work out constantly.
Yeah.
And I haven't worked out in the past like 2 weeks, probably about a month now actually, because I started feeling weird in my chest and shit, and
Yeah, right.
Started getting like these little cramps on the sides and like chest pains, just minor chest pains, just like mainly uncomfort. It wasn't like sharp pain or anything like that. But yeah, so I started feeling that and about a month ago, and I slowed down the gym just a little bit just to see if it'll go away. Blood pressure has been super high. And 4th of July, I actually checked it, and it was stroke level.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was like, I got to figure something out. So on 4th of July, I decided that next Monday I'm going to call around. I'm going to call to all the providers and all the doctors and everything in town because I don't have a provider. I never go to the doctor. I never need to. So I decided I'm going to fucking call around and find a doctor. So nobody would answer my calls. Nobody would call me back, nothing. And I called like numerous times, left messages. I explained to them, look, I have chest pains and it's minor, but I'm 30 years old. I shouldn't be feeling this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but no one called me back. So I said, fuck it. I'll just go to the ER. So I ended up going to the ER on Wednesday, I think it was, right after work. And then, I went to the ER and I was feeling it still, I feel it not all day, but I have my spurts. So I ended up going to the ER, and they ended up doing the EKG, and they said that was abnormal. They did chest X-rays, and they said that was abnormal, and just blood pressure was high, And then they wanted to ambulance me to Vegas, which is like 2 hours away. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? And I'm like going in there, I'm thinking, oh, you know what? They're going to say it's gas or something stupid, you know?
Yeah, right.
But then it ended up being all that shit. And I'm like, fuck, man.
A little more severe.
Yeah. So, and I'm kind of like freaking out or whatever. And they said, hey, because of COVID, it's going to be about like 12 hours before we can get you to Vegas or get you in the ambulance to go to Vegas. So, and I'm sitting in this small ass observation room and I'm like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. So I was like, you know what? How about this? Just what's going to happen? They said, well, you'll go there, run a couple more tests, then you'll come back to Havasu and go see a cardiologist. I said, okay, well, how about this? Instead of waiting these 12 hours, can I, they wouldn't let me drive myself up there because it's a liability.
Right.
But I said, well, what if I just refuse all your treatment and release you guys of liability? Can you give me all the information so I can talk to the cardiologist tomorrow and I'll just go see him? And they were like, yeah, that's an option. I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, all right.
Yeah, they said, okay, well, if your chest pains increase, and they gave me some aspirin and stuff like that to make my blood pressure go down. And but they said, hey, if your chest pains increase, then come back. I said, okay. So I ended up going home, called the cardiologist, and the cardiologist that they gave me was the one that actually wanted me to go to Vegas by ambulance. So I go in there, or I call him in the morning, and he says, you know what? I'll see you right now. Just come right now. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go there, and as soon as I walk through the door, he's like, and it was like only a 5-minute wait when I walked in the door. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like he actually had concern about it, which is kind of scary, but it's relieving because he actually gave a shit, you know?
Yeah, most of them don't.
Yeah. So I walked through the door, and he's like, well, I wasn't expecting to see you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'm expecting to see like either some overweight 30-year-old or some really skinny, unhealthy 30-year-old. I'm like,
right.
Nope, that's what it is. And anyway, so long story short, he ended up saying I have athlete's heart, and it's where your heart expands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why my blood pressure is raised, and that's why my EKG was off, and my chest X-rays are irregular because I guess when my heart expanded, I guess the muscle around the heart expanded to provide like protection and shit. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know the fucking technical terms for shit. kind of illiterate, but
yeah, me too.
But anyways, he said it's kind of a concern just because there's athletes that get this, and it's mainly in like bodybuilders and powerlifters and just I guess just people that work out often.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that it's a he's seen athletes just their heart just stop and they die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh goddamn, that's not comforting at all.
So is it like the muscles around your heart just get like too big and it just like kind of closes your heart off?
Yeah, that's kind of what how he explained it. He said it has to do with the blood flow to your heart. Like your body still, your heart's expanding and it provides more blood flow, I guess. And just you need to make sure like so. I don't know if they didn't get enough blood flow or whatever. He didn't really go into too much detail about it just stopping, but he said that as of right now, that's not his concern with me.
Mm-hmm.
So got an appointment or a follow-up appointment. He's going to check like all my blood work. And even though they did it at the hospital, but he's going to do a ultrasound, and he's pretty much going to check all my kidneys and liver and all that shit. And then and then he's going to make sure that my body's providing enough blood for my heart. So
shit.
Yeah. Then he said, don't get smaller because that can suffocate your heart or some shit. I'm like, okay, so work out or die. Yeah, all right, cool.
Damn. That's wild.
Then they kept asking me if I'm on steroids. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah. No, I'm not on steroids, but
not yet.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a scary thing. It's fucking got intense real quick, you know.
That's why I don't like to go to the doctors because I kind of don't want to know.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why, like, I've been hesitant on getting blood work done. It's like, man, do
Yeah.
I really want to know what the fuck's wrong with my body? Like,
Yeah, right.
it's like going to the dentist when you chew. Like, I chew,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, I mean, I don't want to go to the fucking dentist because I know they're going to be like, your mouth is fucking terrible.
Yeah. I just went the other day. I went on a Wednesday, and they were telling me that I got good teeth. I got no cavities. They were just doing a cleaning, and they're like, but your lips looking pretty bad, so you should probably stop chewing. I'm like, well, yeah, you say that every time. And they're like, yeah, well, you really need to. So I don't know when that's ever going to happen, but
Yeah, no,
I
I
guess.
got a cap put in, a fucking fake tooth over my tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess my tooth was cracking. It's not because of chewing, but my tooth was cracking, so they had to fucking glue it and cap it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My brother, he's had a bunch of teeth issues in his life, but he was at the dentist one time, and he used to drink Mountain Dew, like 2 liters a day. And I mean, he's real skinny, so his metabolism just pushed it all out pretty much. But the dentist told him that the chew's not bothering his teeth, and it's just the Mountain Dew, and he needs to quit drinking that. And I was like, are you serious? What dentist tells somebody not to chew snuff? But hey, man, it's what he told him.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I used to change it back and forth. Just
Yeah.
fucking, yeah, but I mean, when you have it on one side so long and it creates that pocket, then you
Yeah.
put it on the other side, then it gets all fucking messy.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Right.
You got any kids? You got family?
Yeah, I got a son. He's 2 years old. His name's Roman. He's wild. Definitely fruit of my loin, as a lot of people say. He's crazy though. I mean, it's weird having a kid and still being a kid at heart, I guess. But he's fun, man. That's like kind of the whole reason I got into fitness, really, just so I could keep up with him. And then I have a girlfriend. We've been together for about 6 years. I call her my wife because we've been together forever in my eyes, and one day it's gonna happen. So
Isn't there like
it is.
isn't there like a legal, like you've been together for so long and you're
Yeah,
technically married, right?
I think it's 7 years.
Oh, you're
I think
getting
it's,
there.
yeah. So
Maybe
yeah,
after
we're
propose.
into that. So I mean, I wear a ring. It's not legally married, but I consider it what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's cool. She's 26, smoking.
Smoking. I saw. Oh, the zoo pictures. That's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun place.
Yeah, it looked fun. Did she have a kangaroo in her hand?
Yeah. You had an option at that photo booth. You could either hold a snake, it was a ball python, or a baby kangaroo in that little sack. And we tried to get Roman to hold the snake, and he was all for it until we got in there and sat down, and then he was like not having it. So she grabbed the kangaroo, and he wouldn't hold it. Even a kangaroo, he wanted to turn away, he wanted to run.
Oh, geez.
He's like that sometimes. I mean, he's all for something until it's in his face, and then he's like, nah, not having it.
No, my kid's the same way. My kid's, yeah, no, he used to, I don't know, he used to be more active when school was going on. He would
Yeah.
always want to go outside and throw a football around or something. But now that school's over and he's just stuck inside all the time. And it's 120 in Havasu, so he doesn't have like that recess period or gymnasium period or whatever. Yeah, so like when I go outside to work out or something in like the 120 degrees, he used to go out there with me, but yeah, he got a little lazy.
That's rough, man. Couldn't imagine that. I think we hit 95 today.
No, really?
That's hot for us. I mean, that's pretty rough. I couldn't imagine 120. That's crazy.
It's like 95 at like 1 in the morning here.
Where's that at? Where are you at? Arizona.
Yeah, Lake Havasu.
Damn.
Yeah, gotta love it. I guess Phoenix is like 3 hours south, I think. But yeah, I guess it's like 5 fucking degrees hotter there. Like, I don't know. It's
I'll stick
hard
to the
to.
heat. I like my snow.
Yeah, no, we actually we were talking about moving somewhere like in the future.
Yeah.
This place, Williams, it's northern, and it has all the seasons,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's going to be nice.
Definitely.
But anyway, so yeah, you have kids. What does your wife do, girlfriend?
Right now she's just making t-shirts. Um, I bought her one of those cricket things, so she's cranking out. Honestly, I think we can make a business out of it. But before that, she was a certified nursing assistant. She was doing that for a long time, and home health aide. And then once we had Roman, she didn't get back to work quick, and then she ended up starting a part-time job somewhere else because the place she was working as a CNA, they didn't need any more staff when she was able to work. So she started working part-time somewhere, and then COVID hit, and at that point she was getting back into being a CNA, and they laid her off, and she hasn't worked since. So she's just home cranking out t-shirts, and I mean she's making pretty good money doing it. So hey, if we could start a business, I'm all for it.
Was it like custom shirts?
Yeah, she's making tons of stuff, man. Anything people want, she is creative enough to do it. It's pretty cool.
No, really. You guys got a website or anything?
I told her she needs to make an Etsy or go to that GoDaddy website or whatever and make a website. But right now she's just working off of Facebook,
Hmm.
and her little title is called With Love. But yeah, she makes tons of custom T-shirts. I mean, she's cranking at least 15 to 20 shirts a day. So
Jeez.
yeah, she's busy. She's definitely busy, and me working, so she's doing it all with a 2-year-old running around and 2 dogs. So got to give her credit.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, my wife, she works assisted livings, and she's a lead med tech. Basically, just handles all their medication and
Right.
tracking, and she goes out and passes them all out to the elder and make sure they take the adequate amount. If they need more, then she monitors it or whatever. Um, but anyway, so yeah, she was thinking about stopping, just like taking a break.
Hmm.
Because when I was a sergeant and I wasn't salary because now I'm lieutenant, so I'm salary.
Hmm.
So I kind of make less than a sergeant just because of the overtime.
Right.
But even though I make more hourly, I guess. But anyway, so when I was a sergeant, I made a shit ton of money. I did like probably 316s and 212s every week. Just fucking, I mean, the overtime was there. Did officer posts,
Hmm.
and fuck ton of money. And anyway, so she was able to do the stay-at-home mom thing, and we just had our daughter, and she loved it. But then we ended up, I think she got a little stir crazy because she was just hanging out with the daughter and stuff,
Been there.
and I was working so many hours, so it was a little hard for her, I'm sure. I
Mhm.
mean, I can't imagine doing it all like every day.
Yeah, I know. I was laid off when COVID hit. I was laid off for a month, and not that I don't love my family, but I'm made to be working.
Hmm.
Like I'm supposed to be working. It's how I was brought up. You just always work, and it was pretty rough for that month. I mean, we didn't get into like any crazy fights or anything, but it was just me being home every day. You could tell there's a little tension, and I couldn't wait to get back to work. I mean, I was sitting home. Yeah, I was collecting unemployment, but it's not the same. I mean,
No.
you're not earning it, and that's what I'm made for. I'm made to work. So it was pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta stay busy.
Yeah, sir.
Like most days. Well, how my day usually goes is, I mean, before this harsh shit happened, and I was working out every day.
Hmm.
Um, so I woke up at like 3 in the morning, hit a workout, maybe do some morning cardio or something, go to work my little 8-hour shift or 10 hour or whatever it's going to be that day. Like today was a 10-hour shift because of stupid shit at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I work my little fucking 8 to 10-hour shift, and then I'll come home, do a podcast or do something or do the social media thing because, you know, Democrat member, you gotta at least try to interact a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I can't post every day, but I try to post at least a couple times a week. And I try to read everybody's shit because it's nice to get feedback, you know, or give feedback, I guess.
Definitely.
But anyway, so I'll do that for a little bit and relax, or I'll do the podcast and then I'll go work out, or I'll do cardio or work out if I didn't do it in the morning. But make dinner for the kids, and you know, love the wife, and then try to fucking hang out for the last like couple hours of the day. Oh, I'll do something around the house too. Right now I got a new fucking dog, so yeah, and the fucking dog's hyper and shit. We're not used to that.
Yeah, that's we have a black lab and pit mixed, and she's 6. So she just wants to lay around all the time and be lazy. But we got a puppy last year, and he turned into a monster. I mean, he's a good dog, but he's a Mastiff, a Great Dane, and a Pit all mixed into one.
Holy crap!
And he's a beast. His name's Zeus, so it's kind of fitting.
Yeah, no kidding.
He kind of looks like Scooby-Doo, to be honest. We always call him Scooby, just as a nickname. But he's just standing, both legs, or all 4 legs on the floor. He's probably 3.5 feet off the ground. I mean, he's a big dude, and he's so dumb. It's so funny. He'll just run into everything, and you can hear it. It's like he'll run into the table, not knowing how big he is, and it like shakes the entire dining room. If you're laying on the couch, he'll try to hop on your lap, and he thinks he's a little puppy still. He's only 1, and he's massive.
It's crazy. Yeah, we have a dark brown lab and pit bull, and named Nunu. And the dark brown lab, we ended up getting it from a friend because the dog got sick and they couldn't, you know, take care of the dog for a little while. And so they were like, hey, we're going to drop him off at the Humane Society. And the dog's a really good dog, listens fucking well. And we're like, you know what? We can't see you do that because they put the dogs down at the Humane Society if they don't get adopted, you know, fast enough or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So I ended up saying, fuck it, we'll take it. So we ended up taking the dog. Not too fond of the name. Sorry, guys, if you're going to watch this. But not too fond of the name. His name's Gabe.
Gabe. It's an odd name for a dog, but
just a little bit. I mean, but it suits him. You know, he's kind of a lazy one and lays around and does nothing. Our pit bull's old.
Yeah.
Super fucking old and deaf. So you gotta you just sit there and yell, no, fucking nothing. Throw shit at the dog, nothing. You gotta right in his face. Come on.
Nudge it a bit.
Yeah. So the new dog is half shepherd, and half husky.
Probably beautiful.
Really, really beautiful dog, but hyper as fuck.
Yeah. Those huskies are crazy.
So I got told by a friend that used to own a husky. He said, hey, what you need to do is you need to give the dog a job. Because if you don't give the dog a job, the dog's going to chew fucking everything up in your house.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So I looked up videos, canine videos, actually, how to train canines and to be guard dogs. But you have to start at basics, obviously, you know, go get it, come, heal, all that shit, you know?
Like a little boot camp.
Yeah. So I've been trying to do that, when the sun starts going down and it gets a little cooler outside, when it gets 115.
Yeah.
But been trying to do that a little bit and then get him out. But what sucks is I have to make him tired first because he has way too many squirrel moments.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got to fucking I bought a fucking duck that I finally found a thing that he'll chew up, like a chew toy, you know. He just chewed on fucking socks and shoes and sandals and shit.
Yeah. That's Zeus, man.
Yeah, he did that for, well, he still does that. What am I saying? Fucking little asshole. But finally found the duck, so I'll just throw the duck. I'll play fetch with the duck for a while, and it squeaks. I think that's what it is, the fucking squeakiness. But yeah, so finally exhaust him like that, and then I can get his focus a little bit to train him.
Right.
So he's getting there. He still chews
Yeah.
shit up all the time. Can't fucking leave him alone.
That's Zeus to a T, man. He's a wild one when it comes to chewing shit. I told Haley when we first got him, it was a couple months in, and I was like, we should have just named him Little Shit. It would have been so fitting, because that's all I'm saying all day long. But yeah, he chewed a dresser, a corner of a dresser. He chewed the carpet, a table, and he's always coming out with laundry. Every night I hear his collar going crazy. I'm like, he definitely has something. I go out, sock, t-shirt, another sock. I'm like, dude, you don't learn. But he's fun. He's a good dog. When you're outside, I mean, I could let him off his leash and he won't go anywhere. He'll follow me everywhere. But if I take Zelda outside and let her off, she'll be gone.
Said Zelda?
Yeah, Zelda and Zeus.
Nice.
Yeah, Haley had her before we got together, like right before we got together. So she did the naming. And she always said that Zelda never liked anybody that she would bring over and met until me. And yeah, Zelda loved me from day one, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's got to tell you something.
Yeah. But I think she knew I was good people, though. I mean, I've actually known Haley probably since she was in diapers. Her family went to my dad's church. So I've known her my whole life. We always tried to get together when we were kids, but it just wasn't the right timing. And then, I don't know, it happened. And now's the right time, I guess.
Yep. 6 years later?
Yep.
Yeah, I named the new dog Rocky.
Rocky, yeah.
Yeah, Nat Lyons actually gave me that name. Good job, Nat. Well, because I always talk about, like, when you first start working out or whatever, you find your role model. Like, I want to look like that guy. Yeah. So then you follow his workouts. That's like how you start, right? So my guy was Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Yeah.
I think I said that during a podcast. So he ended up saying, "What about Rocky?" After Dwayne Johnson, he put up a picture or sent me a picture of The Rock, and I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. So anyways, you're a hunter, huh?
Yes, sir. Since I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
Lucky you.
Yeah. And my whole family hunts.
Yeah, and I'm self-taught. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I ended up doing my hunter's course when I was like 12, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I think my dad wasn't actually none of my family was really into hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean, it was just like one of those things like, hey, you know what? Let's go get our hunting license. All of us together. Me, my dad, and my brothers went.
Right.
I don't think my little brother went. But anyway, so we ended up going and got it at the young age. And then when I turned like, I want to say like maybe 14, 15. Yeah. Me and my buddy, we had our guns, you know, and I was like, hey, let's go kill something. Well, we're bored. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. So we picked up our shotguns and we went out and we just fucking killed like 2 quail.
Yeah.
And we got all excited. Oh my gosh, yeah, killed our first animals and took selfies and shit, holding them up like they were big ass turkey. And and then my grandpa, he said he owns a vineyard that was right up the road, a winery, you know.
Right.
And anyways, he's like, hey, it's there was a drought going on in Northern California, in the woods, outback woods. We ended up, I guess the squirrels were chewing on his drip lines. He put a game camera up to see who was chewing on the drip lines, because it was just fucking flooding everything.
Right.
So he put a game cam up, and he's like, "Hey," showed me the game cam. You see a fucking squirrel posing in the camera, like "fuck you," and then chewing on a drip line, posing again.
Them little bastards.
Yeah. So he said, "Hey, if you're gonna go out there and kill things, go out there and kill as much squirrel as you can."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, let's fucking go." So me and my buddy, we go out there with our shotguns, a fucking cargo pocket full of shells, and yeah, we killed like that day. We killed had to be like I got like 13, and I think he got like 12 or something. Oh, dude,
No
we
more
just
squirrel.
yeah, no, we just walked. We just kept walking, and they just popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're like, here you go. He's like, all right, now you got to eat them. Like, what do you mean you got to fucking eat them? He's like, you kill it, you eat it. So we're like, well, fuck. So he gave me this big ass manual. It's like that thick on how to skin anything and how to clean anything and where the muscle groups are and where the, where the meat is, what's good, what's bad. Huge fucking book. Has squirrel, quail, fucking raccoon, coyotes, whatever. So he's like, here you go. Start reading and clean them. I'm like, fuck. All right. So flipped to the squirrel page. We fucking read it and we cleaned them all. And like, okay, well, how are we going to cook them? So we just stuck them on a stick and put them over a barbecuer and just fucking screwed them.
Little shish kebab.
Yeah. And yeah, ate the fuck out of the squirrel. But then it just became a thing. And then we were like, hey, when we got a little older, after we killed all the squirrel in the neighborhood, we were like, hey, you know what? Let's go for bigger game. So we started doing deer, bear, and tried. I called in mountain lion before, but I got scared and I was like, no. Yeah. I called in a bear once with a coyote call. That was kind of cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, we ended up it got to the point where when we got a little older, both of us ended up filling every tag we've ever bought in California. It was nice because you could buy 2
Right.
over the counter. So for a rifle. So we filled every tag that we got. And then I moved to Arizona, and it's totally different. You have to draw for everything. And if you do get drawn for something, it's going to be somewhere you never fucking been before.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to take like a week in advance just to scout the fucking area. And then when you get there, it's prime hunting season, or it's dry, or it's the rut, because you can hunt during the rut here, and which is a good time, but there's fucking people everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it's just you'll be like trying to sneak through a fucking trail, and then all of a sudden you hear fucking 3 gunshots go off. It's like, damn it.
So your rifle season's during the rut?
Yeah, one of them. We have 2.
I wish ours was. Our archery season's during the rut. So our deer season's November, and the rut's just ending. So most of the time you're not going to see a big buck. If you do, then you were right up on it. Most of the time they're bedded down. They don't move.
Yeah, no, we got one in the morning, or sorry, not in the morning. Sorry, one earlier in the year, and then one later in the year. But I mean, it's all draw, so it's like obviously they're separating it amongst people, So I'm sure they don't draw as much people for the rut season.
Right.
But yeah, so it's good times though. I mean, I miss going out. I went out last year. I didn't get drawn this year. That's what really sucks about Arizona, because if you're not drawn, you're like shit out of luck,
Mm-hmm.
And I put in for like 6 zones.
Jeez.
Yeah, but my points are up, so I'll for sure get something tomorrow or next year.
That's good.
Might even get like elk or something.
Yeah. That's one thing I always wanted to do. I always wanted to go out to Colorado or one of the Dakotas and try to get an elk or some type of big game like that. I think that'd be awesome. Go out for like a week or 2 weeks or something. That'd be real fun.
Yeah, my buddy went with his woman, and or last year, and he's like, oh, I got one, and he got this little fucking this little one with the little stubs, you know. And then he's like, yeah, that's the only one that we found.
Yeah.
He's like, there's fucking hunters everywhere. I'm like, okay. And he said he had 3 more days out there. Then his woman had a tag too. He's like, well, we're probably not going to get anything, but we'll just be out here for the experience. So she ended up getting this fucking massive one, just huge. Like the next day, filled their fucking freezer and some.
That's badass.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough. My grandparents have a lot of land in West Virginia. That's where we've always hunted. We always go out there for Thanksgiving week, and that's our deer season. That's our rifle season. And growing up, it was pretty much just kill everything you see. And there's a lot of farmland out there, so the farmers really want the deer off of their property because they're eating all the crops. So it was like a free-for-all every year. And I grew up hunting the right way and then kind of filler. And it was kind of like a goal just to be named the Deer Slayer. for many years. I mean, me and my brother were, back to back, just dragging in deer left and right. And then the one year we were sitting at a barn and we saw these deer come out on a Monday. It was 2 doe and then there's a couple babies with them. And we just watched them eat. Instead of killing something, for some reason, both of us just decided to watch them eat. And it was really cool to see them actually, not being scared, just living in their own habitat. So, we didn't shoot them that night. And we ended up going back to the same spot the next night. Same thing happened, except they brought a couple more out. By Thursday, we still haven't shot a single deer. And these deer keep coming out at the barn. They're probably 150, 200 yards away. And they're doing the same thing every night, eating in the same spots. Every night they're bringing out more deer. By Thursday, it was probably 5, 6 o'clock, getting dark. There was a whole herd out there. There was probably 15, 20 deer. And the 2 original doe that we saw on Monday were the biggest. And they were standing in a perfect spot. I think he marked it. It was like 170 yards for one, 180 for the other. And I climbed over to a window and I was hanging out the window and he was standing at the door of the barn and we were both locked on. And it was pretty cool how it happened. And he yells over, he goes, "Hey, you got one?" I said, "I'm ready." And he's like, "All right, me too." And we literally counted. It was like 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, disappeared. Couldn't see him. So we go walking up after a little while. His is down. We find his first. So I'm looking around. I'm like, there's no way I missed this damn deer. It was a perfect shot. I mean, it was a decent distance and it was up a hill, but it was a perfect shot. So he's starting to gut his deer, and I'm walking around looking. Well, it was a hill, and there was a little valley in between us and the where the deer were. So it looked a lot different than it really was. It was actually down over the hill. I ended up finding it. So we both got huge deer that year. And ever since then, I haven't hunted just to kill. I mean, I'd rather walk into the woods and walk out without shooting anything and just see them, live in their natural habitat. And I think that's kind of the whole point of hunting. I mean, it's not just going out and killing. You got to appreciate it. And I'm glad I learned that before I got too old, because now I can teach Roman that when he's growing up. And, he can start off on the right foot instead of, trying to just be a killer.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. I mean, I think it's like if you have your like guys that just go out and hunt just to fill a fridge or whatever. I mean, you have your trophies. Like I want my trophies, right?
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? But I've had kind of a similar experience. Is me and my buddy, we were bow hunting for it's probably like the 3rd time, and we haven't shot a deer with a bow yet. and I have a trail camera out on this property. And this guy, he owns like I think it was like 1,200 acres of rolling hills, and then it goes into this forest. But he has cattle out there, and he said, "Hey, you can hunt on this property as long as he keeps coyotes off."
Yeah, right.
We're like, "Oh, okay, cool." So we go out there, and he has these little ponds, just just for the cattle to drink out of or whatever. So we were sitting there, and I put trail cameras out at this pond, and there was a huge buck, just fucking huge, looked like a fucking horse. I think, yeah. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's go out there and let's go try to see if we could find this buck. So we sat there early in the morning, and there's a pond here, a spring pond here, and it goes up this little bank, and then it dips off, and there's one right up here. But we were sitting at the bottom one. So,
right.
But it was fairly close, so you could hear something if it was up here. So we're sitting in this brush with our bows, and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's go check the other one. We were starting to walk up there, and we hear something up there. Well, it didn't sound too big, but then we're starting to come up this. Here's the little water, right? We start coming up this bank, and we see these huge fucking antlers, and it's like, holy shit. And so literally, here's the pond, here's the buck right here, and here's the bank, and we were literally like sitting right here.
Yeah.
Watching them. Like we had to be like 10 yards away, if that. And we were just laying on this bank, and we're just watching them. We were like ready to shoot and everything. Huge fucking buck. Just a fucking stallion. It was beautiful, beautiful buck. Never seen one that big out there, and I've been out there for years.
Right.
So, this guy's survived a lot of fucking seasons.
For sure.
So, anyways, just us being that close and just being able to watch the buck just do what it does and shit. We ended up not shooting. And same experience. Me and him, we look at each other, and it's like, this is fucking cool. We ended up taking pictures and shit. And yeah, actually, it's in my photo album I made, and it was really cool. Good experience. And it's just, it would have been a fucking killer shot, easy kill, but it's nice just being that close, and just he doesn't smell you, he doesn't know you're there, and he's just doing his own fucking thing. It's like, you know what, I'm part of this out here. This is like, I'm like one with nature, kind of.
Yeah.
Might sound corny, but it's like a real thing.
I know the feeling though. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think my third buck I ever killed, I had to go fishing for. That was kind of fun.
Been there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a decent sized pond. It was right on the side of this pond, and I was just walking. It was early in the morning, and I was walking to one of my spots. And then I see like there was like, I think 3 buck. There's like a fork and horn, and then there's like 2 3x3s, And I'm like, what the fuck? And they were just sitting there. They didn't notice me. And I have this little skinny ass tree that I was standing next to. I'm like, oh shit. So I get behind the skinny tree trying to hide. And it was opening day. So I'm like, huh, I could just pick. They were like all fucking broadside, just drinking out of this fucking pond.
Yeah.
And it was like through a little bit of brush, But I'm like, I could pick. This is cool. So I get on that tree, right, and I'm watching, and I'm like, okay, which one do I want? Do I want the meat or do I want the points? Kind of,
to decide in the moment.
Yeah, because there was 2 3x3s, but there was like one with a bigger points and then one with bigger body. So I'm like, I'm gonna go, and I ended up going with the points. So, anyways, I'm aiming through this brush, perfect fucking shot, and I'm waiting for it to get broadside again. So, anyways, I shoot, and I see all of them just run, and I didn't see anything fall. And I haven't missed with my rifle, and I haven't had to chase any buck with my rifle yet. So I was like, did I fucking miss? Out of all that, I waited like probably a good 5 minutes to pick, and I fucking missed. So anyways, yeah. So one of them was still around. So I'm like, and I see it behind the brush. So it's a little foggy or whatever, and the sun's still coming up, so it's a little dark. But anyway, so I'm like, oh shit, it's right there. So I'm pointing, I'm aiming, and I can see the points, and I'm like, oh, that's a bigger body than I thought, right? So I'm aiming, and I'm ready to fucking pull that trigger, and then I see my deer just boop, and on the side, and I'm like, oh, shit, that would have been, yeah, that would have sucked.
Best feeling.
Yeah, so anyway, so then that one takes off, and I'm like, okay, well, mine's laying there. I could see it right on the side of the fucking lake, and I don't see the chest raising or anything. And I'm like, I'm going to wait a little bit. So I waited, obviously let it, so I don't fucking spook it and it run anywhere if it's still alive. So anyways, I waited a couple minutes, and then I went over there, and I'm looking at it, and it's not chest not raising or nothing. I'm like, okay, cool, good score, beautiful buck. So I probably get like 2 feet away. Get like 2 feet away, getting ready to grab it, and it pops up, looks at me. I'm like, oh fuck! I jumped, and when I jumped, the fucking thing spooked, and it dove in the fucking lake, and it swam to the fucking center. And then you could see it start like going under because it was suffering. It was like couldn't swim anymore because it was like dying. And it's suffocating. It's going. I'm like, no, come back. So it turns around and starts swimming towards me. Like, oh shit, I'm dying. I got to get out of the lake. I'm like, no, you're in like the fucking deepest part.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, it ended up dying, and then it sunk to the bottom. I'm like, God dang it, motherfucker. So I ended up getting a boat. Just a little tin boat, got a boat, jumped outside of there. I boated out there, jumped outside of the boat, and I fucking grabbed a rope, and I fucking, went all the way down to the bottom of the fucking lake, found the fucking leg in the big ass mud pit that I was sitting in. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm underwater and I can't see shit, but so I'm just like feeling, and I think that's a leg. Oh, no, that's a wiener. All right. Nope, that's a leg,
Close enough. Tie it off.
Tie it off. But I got the leg, and then I ended up boating it out, and I pulled it in, and I was like, fuck, man. It was all muddy and shit. But, yeah, I was like, first time fucking – oh, and I had my neighbor. I didn't have anybody there. So I ended up when I got the boat, I ended up getting my neighbor. I was like, hey, I need your help.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice old black dude.
I think probably weighed 300 pounds coming out of the water.
Oh, dude, it was bloated as fuck.
I could imagine.
So bloated. And when I cleaned it, like just fucking, ugh. It was pretty rough because, you're cleaning it, and then you find out that the mud ended up getting into the blood and shit, Yeah, it was great. Tasted amazing.
Sure.
But yeah, he ended up. It was kind of cool though because my neighbor came and he helped me with the boat and helped me drag it out and everything, and they ended up hanging out and helped me clean it. But he took pictures the whole time. So when we were done, he's like, "Hey, I got stuff I'm gonna print these for you." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, and then he shows me, like, "Hey, these right here." And I'm like, "Huh, well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you took pictures." He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna frame these. They're frameable."
Got the whole experience.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good times. Yeah. But anyways, brother. So we got I don't know how long we've been on, but we got a shit ton of questions.
Oh man.
Yeah. For everybody watching, you know the drill. So I posted it in the Crav'in Iron Facebook page, Demo Crew Facebook page, and the fucking Axe and Sledge Facebook page. For questions. And we got a lot.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And there's good ones.
I gotta get ready for this one.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's the post. Here is you in 2010. Here's you now. Hey, we're in the same shirt. It's kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
So, anyways, this one is the Axe and Sledge Facebook page. And it looks like we have one from Axe and Sledge Facebook page. Yeah, but that's okay. So this one is from Nat Lyons. Top 5 most motivational people you follow on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you have it.
Top 5 most motivational people. Well, honestly, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. New stuff that I haven't heard before, which I'm surprised I haven't. But recently, David Goggins has been a huge inspiration to me with running and, walking and everything. the dude's an animal. I would have to say him. Marcus Luttrell. If you've seen the movie Lone Survivor,
Yeah.
Operation Red Wings, I'm big into those movies and anything military, really. I'm honestly regret never joining the military.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, David Goggins, Marcus Luttrell, Seth obviously is huge motivation. Bobby's been killing it with everything he's doing, so he's been a big inspiration for sure. He actually, him and Kenny got me running again, which I haven't done since high school. So definitely him. And then of course Nat. I'll say Nat on the list. Dude's running every day, pushing the limits, always trying to get people to get off their ass and move. So that's my 5. David Goggins, Marcus Luttrell, Seth Feroci, Bobby Dautrick. Is that how you say his name?
I think it's Dietrich.
Dautrick. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, sorry, Bob. If it's good for Bob, it's good for everybody.
Yeah, that's my 5.
All right, I like it. Good one, Nat. Good one. You got props on that one.
Really good.
Nat's actually lifting weights now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw his recent post, and it's like, fuck, dude, you're getting more form than I do, or than I have. All right. Yeah, he is. All right, so this one here is the Crav'in Iron Facebook page. This Facebook page, basically I just post all the podcasts on here, and every now and then I'll put something motivational on there. We got a couple of people that post in here regularly, like Nat, Martin Lasalde. There's a couple others. Anyways, so another one, Nat Lines. I think Nat Lines actually posted a question on each page, just so we have good ones.
Just so I would answer.
Yeah, so Nat Lines, if you had to choose a demo crew member to run unknown amount of miles or you go to jail, who would you choose?
It's a weird
option. I feel like he's asking for something on this one.
Yeah. Hey, Nat, if you want to come to Blairsville, PA, come on down, dude. I'll run with you.
With your damn 6 miles. Jesus.
Yeah, right? I'll run with Nat. I'm cool with that.
Hey, dude, he won't let you down.
Nah, definitely won't. That'd be a good one to run with.
Yeah, dude's unstoppable.
For sure. Bob cannot.
No, Bob can't be his answer. Bob's a busy man, all right? He's running marathons and shit.
Dude, it's crazy. Those dudes live like 20 minutes from me. I could probably go run with Bob.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd be like knocking on the headquarters door. Hey, I'm a demo crew member. Let me in.
I drive by it all the time because they have a shop, 412 Nutrition, and I go there a lot. Instead of buying stuff offline, when I first started, I would use my code, obviously. But then I started going to the shop just because it's right there, and I know they're going to have what I need, so I can just grab it and be done. And then I'll let other people use my code.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing here in Havasu. I got a shop here. It's called Absolute Nutrition. Mm-hmm. And so before I was a demo crew member, I would go to him all the time. He helped me. He's one of those guys that's like, he would give you free samples and like, hey, try this for 3 days. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to sell it to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, really squared away guy. He's older, fit as fuck. And his name's Rick. Really good dude. Anyways, so I used to buy from him all the time, and then I became a demo crew member. I started ordering my stuff online and using my code. So I slowed down on using my code, and during this COVID stuff, I'd stop by his shop, or I'd stop by his nutrition store every now and then and just say what's up and see how he's doing. And he was talking about how his business slowed down so much, and he's like kind of pushing his limits on keeping on staying open right now because of the closure and shit.
Right.
And yeah, so I ended up starting to buy from him again and just letting people use my code. I mean, I still order stuff online if he doesn't have it or something.
Yeah.
Or if I want to do like, if I'm like, oh, I haven't done a video and opening packages lately, I'll just order a package. But yeah, so I get like a lot of shirts from him. Action Sledge or All American Roughneck shirts. He actually sells them there, and supplements. I got a couple from him, like Dozer and Blueberry Homemade and shit.
I haven't tried that Dozer yet. I really want to. I haven't got it yet.
I'll tell you right now, when I'm running off of like a 3 hour or 4 hour sleep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dozer.
That's every night for me.
Yeah, well, that same with me, but Dozer is amazing because it's like it helps you go to sleep, right? And then it'll after it helps you go to sleep, when you wake up, it feels like you got like 6 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the falling asleep part's easy for me. I can do that anywhere on any type of terrain, really. It's just getting like actually feeling refreshed when I wake up. I never feel good when I wake up. Definitely never.
Yeah. No, it's just I think falling. I mean, it just depends. Like if I'm doing overtime, because sometimes I just have to do a fuck ton of overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have to start like at 2 a.m, and I live an hour away from work, so I have to wake up 2 hours early.
Yeah.
So I have to wake up at midnight to go to work at 2 to get off at 2 or 4 or whatever kind of day it's going to be.
Right.
So I'll do that, and yeah, man, I just that's when I'll take Dozer, because it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be living off of like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And if I have to go to bed at like 8 or something, then it's hard for me to just lay down and go to sleep that early. So
I hear you.
I'm used to going to bed at like 11 or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, questions. Tony Davis, demo crew member, Elite 8 member, good man.
Big man.
Yeah. This gonna be a good one. You heard?
You heard? I hope it's good. I mean, I feel like we just bullshitted the whole time, but I'm cool with that.
Yep, that's pretty much what we do on this
podcast. After the last two podcasts, though, John and Nat, like, how could I back that up with anything? Like, I don't care what I went through. Those two dudes went through a lot of shit. So I feel like it was necessary to have just a bullshitting one for right now.
Well, I mean, that's honestly like, I was like, hey, you know what? This guy, he reminds me a lot of myself, I know I'm like a grandpa to him because he's 30 and I'm 31, but
hey, I'm sure we feel the same in our bodies, though.
Oh, I know. No, I have heart problems, and that's why I feel like grandpa.
I got joint problems, so I'm right there with you.
But no, I was like, we need a fucking mild one where we're just bullshitting. Because, I mean, the last two were intense.
Very, very intense.
Like, fuck, man. Good ones. Give you a shout out to you guys with your stories. And if you haven't watched them, watch the previous two. Actually, watch all of them. Just fuck it. They're all good.
Hit them all.
Get them all. It's like a marathon, or what do you call it? Yeah, a marathon when you watch consecutive.
Yeah, marathon.
Crav'in Iron Marathon. And by the way, I'm probably going to take that little tab off because that way people can actually search for my shit.
You're to find.
So anyways, all right. Dante Petrella, Mr. Democast. Also a good podcast.
Haven't watched them yet. I need to, though.
It's not bad. I try to hit everyone, and I hope, Dante, you're watching all mine, you son of a bitch. But anyways, would you rather be able to shoot an apple with a bow and arrow 100 feet away, or fly to Las Vegas and play poker for 37 hours straight? Also, I will do that one next. So shoot an apple with a bow 100 feet away, or play poker for 37 hours in Vegas.
I feel like I would get tired the first 2 hours in Vegas. I've honestly never gambled, so that one's out. And the first one, I'm pretty sure I could hit an apple at 100 feet with a bow. I haven't
100
shot
feet's
my
not that
bow.
far away.
No, I haven't shot my bow in probably a year solid. But last time I was shooting it, I was hitting a Gatorade bottle cap at 40 yards. So I think I could hit an apple at 100 feet.
I could probably do. Dante, you should probably set 100 yards.
Yeah,
100
200
yards.
yards. Actually, I'll try that for you. I got a football field about not even a mile away. I'll get back into shooting my bow, and I'll go shoot an apple at 100 yards.
100 yards?
I'll try it.
Okay. What kind of bow you got? Oh, no, I saw your bow. You have
Yeah,
a compound bow. Yeah.
it's a Bowtech.
Yeah, no, I got a recurve.
Nice. Dude, I haven't shot one of those in years. My pap had one.
Well, I ended up having a compound bow with it was a Matthews,
Yeah,
but I killed mini turkey with it, and it got too easy, and then my buddy needed a bow, so I was like, here, I'll sell it to you for like $400, which is
yeah,
like a very, very good price for a Matthews.
yeah, definitely.
And buddy's a buddy
Actually,
of mine.
I traded a BMX bike for this bow, so
Oh,
I don't
really?
have any complaints.
Yeah. But I ended up getting the recurve because I thought it would be a challenge, and yeah, it's a fucking challenge.
That's a whole new world.
I was getting good at my goal was to get good at 10 yards, then get good at 20 yards, and get good at 30 yards and do that, That's
Yeah,
that's kind of how you learn anyways.
yeah,
But
for sure.
because I'm trying to go sightless,
Yeah.
So I ended up getting good at 30 yards, and I haven't shot it in like 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
I have to bring it back.
100 yards, 100-yard challenge. I'll use recurve, and then you can use your.
All right, done deal.
Yeah, I feel like this is an unfair challenge for me, but I'll do it.
Hey, I haven't shot in a year either. I think my peep sight's actually off. I broke my strings last year actually, and I got it restrung, and it was never the same. Dude used a different peep sight than I had on there, and I never liked it. I think that's why I haven't shot in a year, but I'll have to start practicing again.
It's probably a little tighter too, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Challenge accepted, Dante, but it's going to be 100 yards because 100 feet is just way too easy.
Yeah, I could hit an apple with a rock at 100 feet.
Yeah. Also, favorite action hero.
Favorite action hero. Damn. Well, that could be superheroes or like fighting movies like Rocky. That's considered an action hero, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
What's that movie with Tom Hardy? Is it Warrior or Fighting? I always get those two mixed up.
I think it's Warrior.
Warrior?
I'm pretty. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on 1 second.
I always mix those two up. I just watched it the other day, but I can't remember what it was.
Warrior.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one with Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's actually the dude in that movie. That's who I aspire to look like. Like you got The Rock, Tom Hardy in that movie. That's what I want to be. Nothing crazy.
He's a beast in that movie.
Yeah, right.
Look at them. Look at them wings right there.
He's an animal for sure. And I feel like that's kind of an odd pick of who you aspire to be, but yeah, he's an animal. I'm gonna have to go with Tom Hardy. I mean, I could say Thor if everybody wants me to say a superhero, but I'm gonna go with Tom Hardy and Warrior.
I don't think they have preference. Let's see. You know who I really liked for some reason? I just growing up as a kid, I watched that fucking movie when it first came out. I don't know if I was a kid. I was probably a teenager when it came out, but when it first came out, it's the fucking what's it called? He's blind. He goes blind, and then he has that red suit on with the fucking devil wing or devil ears or devil horns and shit. He has a fucking badass cane.
Shit, I don't know. I just got into superheroes this year, to be honest.
Well, he was like a fucking it was just like a one-time movie thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like anything big.
I'm not sure which one it is.
He got like acid poured on his face or some shit like that, and then he had to fight a big black dude that was like a mob dealer, a mob boss.
Huh. I'll have to look it up later. See if
And
I can find it.
Yeah, the way he saw everything was by sound. So when it rained or when water was pouring on somebody, he could see their face and shit. You know.
No shit.
Daredevil.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yep, Daredevil. Yeah, that was my childhood hero, I guess. I watched that movie a lot.
I always looked up to that movie, The Crow. That movie was pretty sick.
Isn't it like a kind of a weird movie?
Oh, it's very weird.
Yeah. All right, so this one is from the demo crew page.
These are all the fucked up ones, huh?
Yeah, I know these are all fucked up. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Look at the first one.
Yeah, I could tell her. Thanks, Angel.
Would you rather have dicks for fingers or testicles for toes?
Now, here's my question on that. If you stub your nuts, does it hurt like your balls? Or is it just like a stubbed toe?
It hurts like your balls.
Okay. And do your fingers get hard?
Well, okay. So my thing is, and yeah, they function just like how your nuts function as your nuts. Your fingers are going to function like your.
Ah, shit, man. I don't want to walk. You would have some big ass hands, though. I mean, depending on the person, I guess.
Dude, you could be like go to parties as like hospital or Halloween parties as that fucking scissors dude.
Edward Dickens.
Yeah, just make sure you're hard all the time. Put gloves on.
I sure as hell wouldn't want to stub my balls all the time. Roman leaves toys everywhere, so I would be kicking shit left and right. But I definitely don't want dick for fingers.
Okay, but
It's rough.
you gotta think about it like this though. Okay, what do they make for testicles so you don't stub them?
Cup.
They make cups. There's things for this, right?
Yeah, I don't think they make gloves that'll hide some cocks.
I don't think. Well, and you got to think about it, dude. Look at those things. They're fucking disgusting looking.
I couldn't do my job anymore if I had dicks for hands.
I couldn't shoot anymore. Well, I might be able to. I just have to think. I could probably shoot very well, actually, because it'd be just a bigger fucking trigger finger. No, it'd be smaller. We talking about hot cock or someone?
I'm gonna have to go testicle toes.
I'm telling you, dude. You can find some protection for that.
I feel like you definitely could. I wouldn't want dicks for hands, for fingers.
Yeah, no, that'd be rough, especially if they looked like that. Like,
yeah, uncircumcised. That's rough.
Yeah, and no one has to look at your feet. I'll have sex with my shoes on or socks on. It's fine.
Yeah, I wear socks all the time, anyways.
Yeah. Just say you have some deformity. Don't step on my toes.
Gun ball toes.
All right. So Chris went standard. Good job, Chris. Thanks for this. What helps keep you inspired and motivated?
My kid, honestly. My family. Being able to support them and make sure they live a good life. My mom was a CNA all her life pretty much, and my dad was a preacher, so they didn't really make much money. So we had the necessities, but we didn't get to live like crazy, you know. I didn't get my first BMX bike until I was like 13, and I definitely didn't get a cell phone until I was 18. So I mean, I didn't have all the shit that other kids had. Not that I want to spoil Roman to the point that he has literally everything. I want him to learn lessons in life, but yeah, my family is what motivates me.
Good shit. I raced BMX when I was a kid too.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking terrible. I was one of those that I get the participation reward every time.
Dude, I broke so many bones when I was a kid. It's unreal. I don't know how I'm still standing.
I broke a couple collarbones, or I broke my collarbone twice, but that was dirt biking when I got a little older. But all right, Billy, another demo crew elite member. Good man, Billy.
Definitely.
Pretty boy. I think Billy copies and pastes these.
Yeah, I think I've seen those questions before.
Not the last one. The last one's good. The last one's new. Billy, appreciate the questions, but get new material, man. Everybody can tell, okay? You're not hiding anything.
Copy and paste. Make it easy. Hey, at least he's asking questions.
No, that's true. No, and they're not bad questions. They're actually pretty good questions, and it's like everybody gets a different answer. So
yeah,
it's not terrible. Billy, just keep it up, bud. You're doing good. So, anyways, what got you interested in the brands on all three brands?
This is kind of tough. I don't really know for sure. I used to listen to CT Fletcher motivational videos all the time. When I first started actually like lifting, I started at a strength training gym. One of my Marine buddies, he opened a gym close to me, so I started going there, and he always had like motivational sayings on the walls and everything. And I ended up just looking up motivational stuff before I would go, just to try to get me pumped up. And I wasn't taking any type of pre-workout or anything. I would drink like a Red Bull before I went. And I stumbled on the CT Fletcher, and I would watch him every single time before I went to the gym. And one of his videos played through, and I think Seth's video popped up, and I was just listening to it at the time. I wasn't even watching. I was like, this dude sounds like a crazy motherfucker. So I look over and I start watching it. I'm like, all right, he's from Western PA, pretty wild dude. Pretty sure I've seen him before. And I don't know. I just started searching him up, see who he was. Figured he was from where I'm at. I mean, he went to IUP, which is 15 minutes away from me. So it hit home. It was like somebody I could look up to, but somebody I could also see in real life on a daily basis, kind of. And so it was Axe and Sledge that I found first, obviously with his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing his shirts and started following him on Instagram. And went from there. Found the demo crew and decided to join that. After that, I found American Made Nutrition, joined that, and now we're here. Now we're cranking shit out every day, trying to represent.
Fucking A. I like it. Let's see. That's kind of like the same scenario with me. I was scrolling through, and when you need to get motivated real quick and you're driving to the gym and you're like, I don't want to fucking go, then those motivational videos they fucking hit home. Like, it doesn't matter which ones, like, they're all really fucking good. But you're scrolling through and then he pops up. It's like my first one I saw him of him is when he's on his tailgate and he has his samples and he's like, hey, that's the first one I saw. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. Marry, fuck, kill. Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, or your wife?
My wife.
Is she in the other room?
She's downstairs with Roman right now. But she'll definitely watch this, so I could really get fucked over for this one. So I'll be nice. I'm gonna marry my wife if that's possible. I'm gonna fuck Jennifer Lopez, and I'll kill Kim Kardashian because I can't stand any of them.
Agreed. So I got that. Thanks, dude. By the way, I'd marry J-Lo and Yep. No, I agree on that. I put you're telling me, bro, she has the fountain of youth or something still in her prime at her age. Approved.
She really does though. Honestly, if I were to say I would marry her instead of my wife, I think Haley would be okay with that because she always talks about J-Lo and how good she looks. So I think it'd
I'm
be good in any situation.
gonna be honest. I was a fan of J-Lo, and then I don't think she's gonna watch this. So, anyway,
Yeah, I really doubt
so
it.
yeah, so anyways, I was a fan of J-Lo, but then all this riot shit started happening, and I followed her. I followed her on Instagram when it was all started going on.
Yeah.
I followed her, Kevin Hart, and Dwayne Johnson, like the 3 celebrities I follow.
Hmm.
Just because she always had positive shit, and she's always helping out kids and shit like that and families, and that was really cool. So, anyways, her and Kevin Hart actually posted videos of and saying that media needs to stop focusing on the riots. The riot, or it's not riots, it's protesting, and people are just expressing themselves and blah blah blah. And they need to focus, instead of focusing and saying it's riots, they need to say that it, or what it is actually for, and it's for them to get heard and all that shit. And I'm like, instead of focusing on the riots, you need to focus on the message. And they were both
Right.
saying they were. I mean, it's like they were for all that shit, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not for that. You can definitely get your message across without burning shit down.
no, I guess you can't. I mean, but no, I was just like, I saw those videos, and I'm like, God damn it! Like that's like the last. Those are like the last people that I wanted to see. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, like, still love his video or his movies and everything. I don't hate him for his opinions, but I just kind of like downgraded him a little bit in my book,
Right.
just a little bit, not too much. Kevin Hart, if you're ever gonna watch this, which you're probably not, but yeah. So I mean, yeah, J Lo. Sorry, I wouldn't marry you. I would fuck the shit out of you though. And Kim, I'm sorry, you're dead. You're
For
gonna die.
real.
Yeah, you're dead. Uh, Mary fuck kills. Seth,
Oh,
Shane,
Jesus.
Bobby,
Who posted that one?
Chris.
Chris. Oh man. Gee, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. Well, I guess I have to answer it, huh?
Yep. It even says right there. Look. Yep.
All right. Shaner, you're gone, buddy.
You're gonna kill off Shane, huh?
I'm killing Shane. This is rough. This is real rough. I guess I'm gonna fuck Seth and marry Bobby.
Really?
I mean, either way, I could marry Seth or Bobby. No homo. And I think it'd be pretty fun. I mean, they're both cool dudes. Into the same shit.
Yeah. For me, I would probably marry Seth. Sorry, Bob. I would probably kill you for your driveway and your property. I like you, Bob, but you have a nice land that I'd take from you any day. But and I think he has a razor too.
And a new Porsche.
Yep. Bob's dead. Sorry, Bob. Taking your shit. So, marry Seth, and I would fuck Shane because I feel like I could make him my bitch easier than Seth or
Shane would be
Bobby.
more feminine than any of them.
Yeah. So I mean, it like if I tried to fuck Seth, he'd probably fuck me up pretty good. So
Manhandle you.
yeah, no, I'm good. I'll do the manhandling Shane. And plus, I mean, if I married Seth, then we could just fucking work out all the time, and I have Shane to make workout videos.
Yeah, Seth would make you go to the doctor more too, so you wouldn't have heart issues.
Yeah, and he could probably buy me some tests. So
There you go.
no, but I think I'd kill Bob for his property though.
Yeah, but if you married Bob, then you could have his property still.
'Cause, I'm not a big fan of pot though.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't smoke it, I don't really care for the smell. I think that's what the biggest thing is just the smell. I don't care if people smoke it, or like my wife, she'll have it every now and then or whatever. I just don't care for the smell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, Bob.
Dead.
I'm taking your driveway. Okay, let's see. Christian, Mr. Push-Up King. Physical trainer, nutritionist, which would you like to study and why?
I could go both ways on this. Honestly, though, that's what I'm thinking about getting into. I know, like, everybody that's into fitness is like, hey, I want to be a personal trainer or physical trainer or whatever. But I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards in getting out of the car business. So I would have to say physical trainer, but at the same time, my nutrition is not on point. I would like to know more. I think if I knew more about it and knew how to handle it better, then I would be able to have my my diet on lockdown. So I could go both ways on this one, but I'm gonna have to say physical trainer.
Yeah, I read this one and I was like, I think I'd pick nutritionist, just because physical trainer, I kind of know about workouts, and I mean I can research that myself. I feel like I don't need to like I don't need to take a class for it or anything like that. But nutrition, I feel like I need to learn a lot more about that.
Yeah.
Like I need to I could probably take a class on that to learn it better than actually just trying to research all that shit myself, because I mean that's just how I operate, I guess.
Right.
All right. If you magically woke up tomorrow as a woman, what body group are you working out? Boobs.
Is tits a body group?
Chest.
Yeah. I would just stand in a mirror naked.
You work out your poses for show?
Absolutely. No, I would get one of those bands, and I would pretend I was doing like a chest workout in a mirror naked. Sure.
Kegels.
Yeah.
I want to know how that works. So I'd pick Kegels. If you trained for UFC, what martial arts would you practice? What weight class? Who would you fight?
I would train BJJ. A buddy of mine is actually training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now, and I've been thinking about taking classes, and I kind of want to get Roman into that too, so he can lose some of his energy and just kind of learn like tolerance and respect, and I don't know. I think it would be a good thing for a kid to get into it at a young age.
My kid's into karate. I got him into karate, yeah, and it's changed a lot. It's bettered him a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. My parents had us in that when we were young, so I know that stuff definitely works. It makes you a better human for sure.
Yeah.
Weight class, I'm comfortable in my skin right now, and I weigh 172, so I would probably do like a 170, maybe a 175. And who would I fight? I would have to go to the top just to see how good I could do. I'm going for McGregor.
I'm bringing on McGregor. I think he's probably in your same weight class too.
Right now he is, yeah. His last fight he was.
Yeah.
If he dropped down to the 155 class, though, I don't think I could drop down that low again and feel good. So
rough. Yeah, that'd be rough.
Definitely weight class I'm in now.
See, what's my problem is everybody in my weight class, which is like 260 to 270.
Big motherfuckers.
Huge. And they're going to hit so much harder than me.
Right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, fuck, man.
Hey, if you get one good hit, though, You know, the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
No, I know, but I'm a big dude too, so I'm gonna fall pretty hard. All right, let's see. Nat lines. Every time I do this, just a sidebar conversation. Every time I do this on the demo crew page, so I try to focus on not having anything demo crew related
Yeah, right.
up on here. You know what I mean? But then, like every time after this, it's like, boop, can't show that. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
Always.
yeah. So, Nat, a run with me and burpees with Brooke, or a run in a thong bikini during the day by yourself. What are you picking?
I wouldn't be afraid to run around in a thong bikini.
By
And
yourself.
I definitely don't want to do Brooke's burpees. I haven't done one of her challenges yet. Sorry, Brooke. I've been meaning to, but I can't stand burpees. I really can't.
I gotta catch up. I have my days where I'm like, okay, haven't done these. I'll make it up. Oh, there's another one. I'll make it up. And then
Yeah.
like I'll have a day where I'll just do like, I think the last time I did burpees, I probably did like 40 or 50 just playing catch up.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, man, this sucks. Now I got to catch up on all the rest of them. Now I got to probably do like 300 push-ups in one day, which I'm going to end up doing. Guys, everybody I got tagged in that like 4 times. So I have to do like, I think it's like 100 a day, which isn't bad for you at all.
I got it 3 times, and I missed yesterday. So I got to do 150 today or 175, somewhere around there.
I did like 3 days, and I was doing 75, and then I got tagged again, and I'm like, fuck, now it's 100. So then I put it on pause for a little bit. I mean, it's mainly because of this fucking thing. I stopped doing a lot of it.
Right.
But now, since he said I could work out and shit, so I think I'm gonna start getting back into it. Keep telling myself. It's just a little nervous, Anyways,
yeah, I'm sure.
Anyways, enough about that. Yeah, and bikini during the day. It probably, if I had to be in a bikini during the day, if I had to do it like often, doesn't say you have to do it often. You just have to do it once. That's cool.
Yeah, right.
But it probably it's like when you're prepping for something, whether it's like a competition or something, just anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna fucking probably slim down pretty good trying to get ready for that bikini run. You know what I mean?
Man, when I was younger and used to go to parties all the time, playing beer pong, you don't know how many times I've ran around the house naked because that's what you do when you lose. So I've been out running around naked before. A thong's not going to bother me.
Boom. Well, hey, that was all the questions. Had a lot of them this time. It was good. The demo crew page ones are always fun.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Thanks again, Angel. I didn't really want to fuck Seth, but I guess I have to.
He's gonna be fucking you.
Basically.
Anyways, Josh, I'm glad you came on. I appreciate it. We've been on for a while. I didn't even time this one. Figured it was gonna be. Figured it was a good one. Yeah, I mean it was cool to bullshit, and it's after the last 2, it was like it's just fucking get one on there that people just listen to and.
Yeah, need a little wind down.
Yeah.
I appreciate you asking me to be on, though. I mean, I kind of wanted to be on a podcast just to, get myself out there a little more and be more, I don't know what the word is, comfortable, I guess. Because when I first started into anything Axe and Sledge, I didn't even have a Facebook. So getting back into social media, I guess, kind of making my way back through and getting more recognized. So I kind of wanted to be on something just to get out there and express myself. But yeah, I appreciate you wanting me to come on, even though I don't really have a never quit story or anything motivational. just kind of have a life.
Well, I mean, it's not all about. I mean, well, that's. Everybody likes a motivational story. I mean, but
Sure.
kind of just like set you back, and as you realize, like, there's people like you out there. If you don't have a huge story, but there's people out there like you that are just average individuals. No offense, Josh. I'm one of them too. So,
Not taking. Hey
but
man, we all got goals and we all got things to set our minds on. That doesn't mean we all have stories to tell.
not
The
yet.
ones with the stories are the most motivational for sure. But if anybody came up and asked me how to get through something, I would give them 100% everything I could to help them get through it. So I can be motivational in myself, even though I've never went through anything crazy to push past it.
Yeah, and it's life experiences. Everybody has different life experiences.
Absolutely.
I mean, different body types, all that shit. Like, I'm a big fella, so I'm never gonna be your size, but there's somebody that's your size that wants to like get looking like you. They're gonna ask you for advice. If they want to get fluffy and big like me, then here I am.
Shit, I've never been this size. This is the biggest I've ever been. In school, I was like 130 pounds wet, and I could never gain weight. And then I don't know. Once she got pregnant, she was eating all the time. Obviously, pregnancy cravings, and she would want me to eat too. So I went from, it was probably about 145, maybe 150, and I gained like 30 pounds. I was like 180 at one point. And I think she only gained about 15 pounds pregnancy weight. So I gained a lot more. So I guess I did get bigger and slim down a bit, but
Yeah,
is what it is.
I think the smallest I've been since 2015 when I got out of the academy. Yeah, 2015 when I got out of the academy, I was like 230, I think. And I basically I'm at like 268 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I was cutting, and then I started like working out with the guy that asked for help to get bigger that I work with. He's actually another lieutenant, but he started taking SARMs, and he's like, "Look, I just want to put the stuff to like the max. You know what I mean? I want to work out, I want to get big." He's taking bulking SARMs or whatever. He's like, "I want to bulk," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not really bulking right now, but you want to work out, buddy? I'll work out with you." That's why I've been kind of going at 3 a.m. because it's where both of us can go.
Right.
So yeah, I ended up working out with him, and he wants to bulk. So I said, "Well, I guess I'm gonna bulk." So that's why I'm starting to bench like almost 405 now, and I think 315 incline. Never done that before. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
And so I said, you know what? Since I'm bulking, I'll try to like increase, and maybe I'll do like a powerlifting competition or something while I'm at it.
Definitely.
So, and I haven't worked out in like a month, so I'm getting all like fat and shit because I'm still eating like I'm working out, because you just get that routine down.
Yep, you're in it.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna be glad to get back into it. So,
for sure.
But anyways, Josh, again, glad to have you on. Get a talk shop and get questions and just some fuckery, and it's cool because this is the first hunter I've had on here, actually, that I know of at least. So it's cool to exchange hunting stories. I don't get to do that very often.
I feel like a lot of the demo crew is avid hunters, so I think this will bring some light to them too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's hear some stories. Come on, start posting dead deer.
Yeah, there you go.
But all right, Josh. Well, I'll talk to you later, all right, brother?
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
All right, you too.